where it started out really good for us. Like we were out there scoring. The starting five looked like the starting five that we saw to start off the season. Ball was fizzing around. RJ Barrett was hitting threes. Evan Fournier was hitting all his shots. Julius Randle was feasting at every point of the floor. You know what I mean? But then it happened again with Lito. It happened. The Lakers figured it out, and they went on a what run? What was the run?
24-2 run. God. And CK, I got nervous when I saw Malik Monk in the half with 5 straight points in 30 seconds. I said, here we go.
Yeah.
Up 20. I'm still like, here we go.
Yeah. But luckily, the New York Knicks, with the help of the young guys and Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, Mr. Clutch himself. I know CP's not here to sing his praises, but I'm gonna do it for him. Alec Burks doing what he does, holding it down for Derrick Rose, being out in this game, ball handling, moving the ball, making the offense flow. On that second unit, they held it down, and we were able to survive 106-100 against this lowly Lakers squad. I have to say that without LeBron James not being there. AD was not feeling well, but you heard from CP that he had some sources that he was having himself a good time last night. But nonetheless, like I mentioned, we survived, bro. We survived, and you were saying that before the show is we needed it. We needed this dub. We needed to win a game like this for many reasons, bro. Like obviously for the overall record. We were about to be 500 if we lost this one, but more so we just said it. We gotta defend our court. We gotta defend our court, man. Speak on it.
100%. But first off, before I even start, I want to say shout out to you, CK, my guy. Always a pleasure to share the screen with you.
Yeah, this is dope.
Shout out CP. Yeah, shout out CP on the streets in the cold. Listen, if y'all don't hit the thumbs up for anything, hit the thumbs up for the fact that CP is out on the street with the people, and it's like 20 degrees outside of New York City. So hit the thumbs up for that. Smash that like button until your thumb break. But yo, CK, man, this game was a must-win, of course. At this point, CK, I think every game is a must-win, especially when we're home, especially when we're in the Garden, because it's demoralizing when you can't protect home court. Regardless of what, last season, of course, this is a different team. It's a different defense, different players, but at the same time, we protected home court. And I think that helped us out a lot when it came down to the stretch and when it came down to energy and a personality, right? I think with wins in the Garden, we create a personality that says we aren't the bottle cap team, right? The LeBron flipping bottles in the arena. Right. We're not that guy anymore, right? We're a different team. I love the fact that we turned it around. I love the fact that we got to see Fournier put a string of good games together, right? We haven't seen Fournier do well, since the first game, to be honest. And I believe we're in game 17 now, right? In that range.
18. We're on 18 now.
18. Game 18, right? It was amazing to see him put together. He played great last game. He played great today. And he started the game off amazing. Shout out to Kimba, man. Even though we are not getting Charlotte Kimba, I love the fact that Kimba's starting us out with kind of a high intensity, high pace first quarter at least. Yeah, it's going after the first 6 minutes, but at the same time, I love the fact that Kimba is being aggressive. Evan was being aggressive. Evan going to the line. We didn't get to see that in a while. I feel like I have not seen Evan in that free throw line for a minute. He's a 76% free throw shooter. I need to see Evan shooting free throws. I need to see that guy get aggressive. And of course, man, Julius Randle, CK, man, Julius Randle is like that cousin that you like, but he talk a little bit too much at the Thanksgiving dinner. That cousin that your mom go tell you hang out with, and you first groaning, and then you're like, you know what? I'm having a good time with
this is
cousin
cool. This
Jake.
is cool.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Julius Randle is cardiac Julius for this team. He was negative 15 today in a game where we led almost the entire game. He did what he needed to do for us. I believe he had 22 points. He had 15 rebounds, which is huge, right? Huge. And he also had about 5 or 6 assists, man. And I think for us, That's the Julius Randle we need on this team, CK.
Yeah.
I think we need that guy. I said it earlier. I said it on my Twitter. We live and die by Julius Randle. If Julius Randle does well, if his personality, if his energy is in the game and he's not trying to prove a point, we win.
And there were some points in this game where it felt like that, right? Like where it felt like, you know, initially it was going in our favor. You know, Julius Randle was out there proving a point. It feels like every time he goes out there and plays his old squad in the Lakers, he has a great night. We saw that last year. We saw that to start off this game. But then it felt like in that second quarter, because, you know, Tibbs was letting them ride, it felt like it was, you know, starting to backfire on us a little bit, because that was a big part of that run they went on. Not saying it's all on Julius, but the lack of ball movement. It felt like every time we brought the ball up, it was an instant shot, whether it was Burks, whether it was him, whoever the case may have been. So to your point, that when Julius is on, when Julius is playing, the team runs well. But then if he starts to take things too personal and the game all of a sudden falters a little bit, then you see the rest of the Knicks fall apart. But I wanted to go back real quick to Evan Fournier, because we were talking about his stats: 26 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 for 9 from 3, which was great. I mean, this is probably his second best night outside of his opener when he had 32 points for us. But played 42 minutes. This is a guy that had not played a fourth quarter. It seemed like forever, you know. So Tom Thibodeau, right? The high minutes usage. I mean, he played 42. It didn't feel like it, but Nerlens Noel played 39 minutes in this game. And then Julius Randle was third most with 34. So with Evan Fournier, like you said, being aggressive and not only making the three at a high clip, 6 for 9, but also he was a +2. He was the only one in our starting unit that was a +2. RJ was at a 0, so his game was evened out. But being a +2, being the high scorer, playing all those minutes, that's what you want to see out of Evan Fournier, especially being paid as much as being paid. That's the kind of night you want to see from Evan Fournier.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I think Evan Fournier needs to just let go of whatever is holding on to him, right? I get it's a chemistry issue. It may be just adjusting to New York City. I mean, you know, he's a Frenchman, right? Being in New York is a completely different culture shock for a guy who spent half of his whole career in Orlando, then 2 seasons in Boston. Coming to New York City, the cold, right? It's cold in Boston, but it's a different cold here. The energy, the crowd. You know, I've been going to a lot of games this season, CK, and our New York fans are an acquired taste. I'll say that. We are a very rambunctious group of good people.
I like that word.
Right, rambunctious group of good people, and I don't know. Maybe there are layers to being a Knick, man. And I just want to see Evan continue to be aggressive, man. Continue to go out there and go to the basket, bro. I love that we had 20 points in the paint, I believe, in the first half.
Yeah,
that is what we need for this team to thrive, and I love the way he did. And Julius, you talked about him playing against his old teams. He always does well. I'm the first person to point the finger at Julius, right? He's a star of our team. We live and die by how well he plays.
Right there with you.
I was very happy that he did have the proven mentality tonight, even though sometimes I'm on his case about it. I think with Julius tonight, it was necessary. He's playing against – there's a few layers to it, right? He's playing against his former team in the Lakers, who essentially gave up on him. He's playing against his ex-teammate in Anthony Davis, who he wants to show, hey, I'm better than this guy, even though we all know he's not. These are prove-it games in a healthy way. And I like the fact that he went out there and he proved it against a drunk Anthony Davis.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, call what it is, AD. But we'll go with your flu-like symptoms. I'm sure you had flu-like symptoms for sure. I'm sure
was your flu game okay?
Right. But yeah,
story, bro.
Before we continue though, if you guys are trying to call in tonight, the phone lines are unfortunately down for today, so everything will be through the Discord. If you guys are in the chat right now, you'll see that the Discord link is in there. If you are not already a part of the Discord, join the Discord and be a part of the call. And if you're in the Discord, you know what to do. Go over there, get screened, and we will get you on here and let you speak your happiness or your frustrations. And we'll
turn up night.
Yeah,
we play. I wasn't able to hear it, but did we play the Go New York Go?
We did. Yeah, it was at the top. We won, so we had to play the song. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
gotta
yeah.
play to drop the music.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win, even though it was ugly. It was a win.
Yeah,
Drop the music.
nonetheless, the song had to play. I had to do it. I had to do it. I think CP would have been on my neck if I didn't do it, for sure, for sure, for sure. But yeah, so we talked about Fournier, we talked a little bit about Julius Randle, but we got to talk about the bench mob. The bench mob, once again, no Derrick Rose. We saw that report come out early on that Derrick Rose was not going to play tonight. Some people were a little bit worried. What was Tibbs going to do in that situation? Who is he going to add? Is it time for Deuce? Who's going to play? But Tibbs threw everybody off, right? First of all, we saw Obi Toppin check in really early in that first quarter and gave us some good minutes next to Randall. And second of all, we saw Quentin Grimes in the first half early. We saw a quick glimpse of Quentin Grimes. He didn't do too much. He only played about 5 minutes, but in his time, he was a +6. Defensively, he helped out keep the Lakers down. But we saw Quentin Grimes go out there. But more importantly, Obi Toppin, Alec Burks, and Emmanuel Quickly, who seem like the holy trinity of our bench. You gotta throw Derrick Rose in there when he's healthy. But our bench unit has been the engine, the heart. Not even the engine. Sorry, the starting unit can be the engine, but the bench has been the heart for this team. Because you know once they come in, you know that they're going to play at 100,000%. They're gonna give it all when they're on the floor. And tonight was a great sample size of that. Knowing that Derrick Rose was not there, Alec Burks did a great job stepping up, hitting key buckets. Like I was mentioned earlier, moving the ball, rebounding, because we got to rebound by committee when we only have Nerlens Noel as our only center playing for the game. And then Emmanuel quickly in that second half, and to end that game, hit all the clutch buckets we need. And then we had a great production out of Obi Toppin, again, defensively and offensively throughout the entire game. This second unit, man, I feel like we all get so hyped up to see the second unit more than we are to see the starters and see some of the key players. You know, I'm an RJ Barrett guy to death, but I'm always waiting for that bench to come out. And I'm going to talk about RJ Barrett and the bench a little bit later. But first, let's talk about this bench. Like, we saw what they did. We saw the production they gave. What was your thoughts on that? Obi Toppin, +15, highest on the team. Once again.
Highest on the team. I am an Obi Toppin stan. This is an Obi Toppin stan account, if you did not know. And that's saying a lot, because I had to apologize when I came on the show the very first time, because I used to go in on Obi, man.
I remember.
He with the penguin feet. It used to bother me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. Obi Toppin just does great things on that basketball court. I love that he seems like the only player on our team that cuts. He cuts aggressively. It's smart cuts as well, right? You're not just running and bringing your defender into a double team. He's cutting when the guys are falling asleep. The Lakers defense was not the greatest tonight, and they fell asleep a lot on him on those backdoor cuts. And Obi Toppin just did great things. There used to be a time where we would see an amazing Obi Toppin dunk maybe every 2 or 3, 4 games.
Yeah.
We saw like about 4 or 5 of them tonight.
Yeah.
Free Obi out the you-know. That's what I'm going to say. Free Obi out the you-know.
You know the hashtags is flying around. The Obi, free right there, free Obi Avengers. You know that the hashtags are flying. Right.
Come on, that man he's doing amazing things. I'm really happy for him. I just think we need to find more minutes for him. I love the fact that we took advantage of bench mob tonight when it came against the Lakers bench. And it was really good to see them thrive against the Lakers bench, because honestly, the Lakers bench in full health, when they're stacked, right? They have veterans all throughout that bench over there in LA.
Entire squad, yep.
And we were able to keep the game going. We were able to stay consistent when we had our bench in the game. Emmanuel quickly started off cold in the first half, and then turned up. We got to see those timely Emmanuel quickly 3-pointers that we missed. He wasn't, the floater game is not in his repertoire so far this season consistently, but I'll take a 3-pointer, a heat check 3-pointer any day before I take that floater, man. I love the fact that Emmanuel quickly he's starting to be a more mature player, right? Not allowing his cold starts to get the best of him. It was special to see. And then we got 5 minutes of Grimes, man. We got 5 minutes of Grimes. I would have loved to see Deuce, right? But when you got a guy like Alec Burks, I call him the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he's turning into that for sure. Yeah, for
He
sure.
do a little bit of everything, man.
Yeah.
He made some really great defensive plays. Of course, he does his 1-2. Okay, stop and pop from that mid range. He's a mid range assassin on the low, right? Even though we don't get to see it often, but when he goes to it, he does well. I love the bench mob, man. And shout out to Noel. I think he should have dunked that ball. That was giving
Oh
me Ben
boy.
Simmons vibes. Giving me real Ben Simmons vibes with
Oh
that
boy.
with that wide open dunk you missed
Yeah.
there. But I'll take it, man. Bench mob. I have nothing bad to say about the bench mob.
Yeah, you can't have anything bad to say about the benchmark because they're the ones that I don't think they've had an off night yet, and they're allowed. You know what I mean? Because they're not the ones that are supposed to be setting the tone for us. That's supposed to be the stars. But every time they come in, they play they do their part. They know their role and they do that so well. And to that, before we get to the phones, that's where I want to make my take, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. Chat, I want to hear what you have to say, Julito. Now, you guys know, like I mentioned, big RJ Barrett stan. That's my guy. Been there from the draft. I know everybody was, praying on the Zion. Everybody was getting in their circle hoping for Zion Williamson. But when we found out that we had that third pick, I was excited to have RJ Barrett because I really believe long-term RJ Barrett has the potential to be what a lot of us are hoping, right? And it feels like it started off that way when the season first tipped off. Like, you had that little slump for a few games and then went off the beginning and latter half of October, and people were ready, hitting threes, making shots off the in the midi, going spin move, right hand and left hand, doing all these things, bully RJ, and then all of a sudden he's just been in his head since then. Maybe I'll give him last game because he had 17 points and tonight 12 points. But the reason I bring all that up to say this, with RJ Barrett, one shift and one change I want to see us go back to, and I'm going to say go back to it because we used to do it and we haven't done it since, is I want to see RJ Barrett in some minutes play with that bench mob that we're talking about. I feel like there are minutes for him there. I feel like we saw Alec Burks do a good job running. I mean, tonight was different because Evan Fournier was actually on, so Evan Fournier had to be on the floor. But in nights when Evan Fournier was not playing well, and then he wasn't playing that fourth quarter, you could see Burks slide up there and blah blah blah. But my thing is, I want to see RJ Barrett run that fast-paced, high-energy type play with that second unit. We saw, I don't know if you guys remember, but against the Orlando Magic, we saw Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett playing with it was Emmanuel Quickley, Alec Burks, and Obi Toppin, and then Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett. And we went on if I remember correctly, we went on like a 8-0 run, and we were down at that point in the game, and they brought us back into the game. And I feel like that is when we would be able to see RJ get that confidence back and unlock a little bit, because it just, I don't know if I'm jumping out the window here and getting too negative, but I don't like what I see when he's on the floor next to some of those vets in that starting lineup. I don't know if that's just a right now
Don't
thing.
say some of them. Say the name.
All right, I'm gonna say it. I'm not feeling the RJ Barrett and Julius Randle combination. Not right now, because I talked about earlier on when RJ was on, and then before that when Julius Randle was on, I said I want to see a game when they both do it at the same time, and then they both did the opposite. They both slumped at the same time. And then now Julius Randle is starting to figure it out a little bit. And RJ Barrett, it seems that he's just in the sunken place in his mind right now where he is just overthinking everything. He's looking robotic on his moves when in the beginning of the season he looked like he was fluid doing, spin moves and right hand, left hand, lip. Now it just looked like that floater that he had in that third quarter. It looked like it was a good move, but he missed damn near the whole front of the rim and hit the backside of the rim, and it was a Laker ball. I'm like, what's going on right now? Now, I don't know if that has a lot to do with him trying to find his place in that lineup of veterans. I don't know what the case may be, but I feel like a good way to help him get out of that slump would be what Thibodeau did so well last year, and that's run him with that second unit in some spurts. You know what I mean? RJ plays so many damn minutes anyways. I feel like there's some minutes that could be had in that second unit. Now, that's just my hypothesis on it. That's my thought on it, because I loved that so much when we did it last year, and I loved it so much when we saw that little sample size again with Orlando, and I don't think we've done it since then. But what's your thoughts on that? You think I'm being a little too dramatic? You think that, we got to wait on it, hold on, chill, these two dudes need to figure it out? Or do you think there's a point there?
Not at all. I don't think you're being dramatic at all. I think if for the we trust Tibbs, right? We know he's coach of the year, but I think as a conglomerate, we talk about his rotations and how he
Yeah,
just doesn't stagger them. We got to see it against, I believe it was the Houston game where he finally
that was the other
staggered
one
those
too.
rotations,
Yes. Yeah.
and it worked out to a T, right? Even
Mm-hmm.
though you played against a team that was horrible, it worked, right? I agree. I would love to see RJ Barrett go in with. I want to see RJ and IQ what they can do out there, right?
Yes. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Granted, we had no D Rose today, so
Mm-hmm.
this was like a prime opportunity for RJ to come in with that bench mob and just be able to have the keys. I think I agree with you wholeheartedly, even though I forced you to say it. I agree. I just don't.
You did. You did. Yeah, I'll take it
I
though.
forced you.
Yeah.
I just don't. I just don't think Julius and RJ are finding their groove right now, and I would love to see RJ go out there. Like tonight, he finished with 50% from the field. 12 points, 7 rebounds, which I just, anytime RJ gets over 5 rebounds, it seems like we win the game because
Yeah.
that means he's active on the
Yes.
boards. He's active on the offensive boards. He's active. He's just being an active player and finding ways to insert himself into the game. He had 3 assists, right? And he only played 27 minutes, right? If you're going to
Yeah.
give Evan Fournier 42 minutes, we could have found some time for, for RJ to play with that bench mob. There was some few minutes where Burks, he was cold, right?
Yeah.
Where it was about 5 minutes he went on a cold spree in the Lakers coming back. Let's put RJ in there, man. I want Tibbs to be able to be okay with trusting his players outside
Amen.
of just the vets.
Yeah.
I want Tibbs to trust that, listen, as soon as you see things starting to go awry, it's okay to switch some things up.
Yeah.
Right? What I really loved was we did not see Julius play every single minute, and maybe that's because of foul trouble. But if it takes Julius to go in foul trouble for us to see a kind of smooth rotation, Julius, start hacking and whacking, bro. We need to see these guys. We need to see the people that have the opportunity to do well. Granted, I'm Team Deuce all day. He's not gonna get any minutes. Grimes is not gonna get any minutes. These guys, Jericho Sims, they're not gonna get any minutes, right? Granted, I'm not gonna join that bandwagon, but guys that we know will be a part of our organization for the long haul. Let's find opportunities for them to thrive. And that's where RJ, man, I just, he's missing those layups. So that's
Yeah.
clearly a confidence thing because we
Yep.
know RJ can finish around the rim. So with him missing layups, that automatically tells me this guy needs to get out of his head
Yeah.
and get back into his game. And I think it will shift. I think tonight was a good test for him to see, listen, this is what the team looks like when you're not playing. Do you want to be a part of this or not?
Yeah.
So step up, because I hope Evan Fournier gets the wind beneath his wings after tonight, and he continues to play well. And if Evan's playing well, Tibbs trusts his vets. He's gonna go with Evan. So I think it's gonna be like a kind of healthy competition amongst those guards, and and forwards. And I'd like to see RJ get some minutes with the bench.
And there is
I agree with
nothing
you.
wrong with competition too. I completely agree with that. Like I mentioned earlier, if you guys are just coming in here, I see that we're slowly gaining on that 1K watch amount of people in the chat right now. If you guys want to call in, Discord, jump into the Discord and get in there, and we'll slide you over so we can hear what you have to say about tonight's game, about how you feeling so far in the season. We are 10-8. We won another one in the Garden. Finally, we need to start piling up these wins in the Garden. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Right now, I don't see anybody in the Discord call, so we're waiting on y'all to get in there. I understand it's,
And call up, man.
Yeah.
Come. This is a celebration tonight, man.
Right, we
I know
won.
there's times where, because I'm a huge fan of the show, right? So there's times I watch and we win and and it seemed like we lost because
Yeah.
the chat is beating up on somebody.
Always.
We ain't beating up. Listen, when I'm in the spot, we ain't beating up on our team. Let's have some fun. Call up, hit the like button. Let's have some fun tonight, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to read a few super chats that we had early on when we were on our rant about our win. Coming from Kenny Gales saying, admittedly, I got happy when Randall picked up that 5th foul. Free Obi, 22 minutes. Let the Penguin fly. Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna front. When Julius caught that 5th foul, I felt like homeboy from what was the movie where he was like, yeah, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yes. Yo, Yo, y'all wrong, man. But yeah, no, I get it, because you're just trying to. It's like you're watching your son in a way, or like a family member. So you're just trying to see them, like you want your team to win, but you're just trying to see him get just a few more minutes to show what he got. So that's I
Let
completely.
my boy go out there. Let my boy work.
Yeah. I feel that. We had another one from Paul Robinson. Also appreciate the $5, but Paul Robinson also dropping $5 saying Lakers are whack. We needed a nice whack team to get ourselves back in the rhythm. We won when Randall left the game, though. That's not good. Hashtag let Obi cook. So we got the Obi hive coming in heavy tonight. We got the first one talking about being excited about him getting his 5th foul, and the second one saying that we won the game once Julius came out the game. You co-signed that? You think that's a little bit of a reach? You think there's some truth to that? How you feel about that one?
I think what that man just said was facts. We did win the game when Julius sat. And honestly, it seemed like Tibbs didn't want to put him back in the game because we kept the lead up. We got the lead back up to 10 once Julius sat. And this is the thing. He's a Knick. He's our star player. I am rooting for Julius. Yes, I said he sucks the other day on my Twitter. I was mad. I was angry. And y'all all didn't have to retweet it so much and make it go semi-viral. Okay? I was angry. You don't retweet me when I am angry. Okay? I want Julius to succeed.
I'm in my feelings.
I was in my feelings. And I know he'd be listening. So listen, it's all love. But I just want that man to play within the offense. I don't want to see one-on-ones. I don't want to see. Please stop passing the ball to your teammates' ankles. Stop bum rushing your teammate when you pass him the ball. Just give him a nice little touch pass. Because the guy, this is my thing. The player's right next to you. Don't beam the ball at him. This is not volleyball. This is not dodgeball. Stop beaming the ball at him. Those things frustrate me. If he does a Tasmanian devil spin, he tried to do it today, and he kind of, the ball got stolen from him, and I almost pulled my hair out.
He can't get rid of him, bro.
He can't get rid of the Tasmanian
He can't get
devil
rid of the spin, man. And it's so funny because obviously it's not like how it was in 2019, but you just see him pull him out every now and again, and you just sit there and you just like, I don't know about you, but I cringe. I'm like, no, not again. Okay, we kept the ball. He didn't turn it over. Yeah, man, he just can't get rid of him. Can't get rid of him.
Get rid of it. So, but I'm a Julius fan, and I would like for Julius to play better. That's where I am with it.
Got you. All right. So, I thought we had a call. Okay, we're trying to work on this first call to come through. Like I said, join Discord. Be on here if you haven't already called in. We gotta get your calls in. I understand with the phones are down, it's a little bit difficult, but we got the Discord right there, nice and easy. And you're gonna find out how smooth and crispy y'all sound when y'all join the Discord. But it's fine because I had another question I wanted to bring up to you since I have you here, and I like you said, I know you be paying attention not only to KnicksFanTV, but you be paying attention to these damn games. So we talked about having like RJ Barrett run with the bench and Rada, but we had some key injuries tonight, and not only just Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose, we saw that Mitchell Robinson missed another game. Now, mind you, right now, we're celebrating a win. We won the game. I'm not trying to bring any kind of, negative conversations, but I did see that the conversation is in the chat talking about Mitchell Robinson, even though he had not played tonight. But it is a key point. Luckily for us, we have the depth and we were able to play a smaller game. But we got a team like the Suns coming up, and we know, with what they have going on over there and their different rotations, Mitchell Robinson would be very beneficiary for us. But what's your thoughts and what's your feelings on Mitchell Robinson going into this is his contract year this year? It's not even an exaggeration anymore. And like you said, all love to Mitchell Robinson. I am a fan of Mitchell Robinson. The only time I've ever said anything bad about Mitchell Robinson is when I said that I was ready to ship him away, and anything that it took to get LaMelo Ball in 2020, that was it. But it really feels like every game he's coming down with something. He's injured in some sort of way. He's always on the floor. Are you worried about that going forward? Is that somebody that you're ready to pay? What's your thoughts on that? The situation with Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah. Before we start there, I saw there were people trying to get. They said there was no one screening the calls in the Discord. So
okay, see, I'm looking now. So yeah, I'm looking at Jay Rose. I know who you are, so I'm about to move you into the next spot after we talk about this thing with Mitchell Robinson. We'll get you on. But other than that, yeah, I'm looking in the lounge. You guys join the lounge, and then we will go from there. But yeah, J Rose, I remember
Okay,
you,
perfect.
so we'll move with you. But yeah, good eye. Appreciate you, Lito.
Yeah, no problem. I am nervous with Mitch, man. See, there's a difference if you have your nagging injuries here and there. The fact that we see Mitchell Robinson on the ground almost every game, our heart stops. It feels like he just can't stay out of some sort of altercation with him in the ground. It's just always a fight between him and the ground.
Yeah.
And now it's a concussion. Then it was the knee. Then it was the foot. It was both. I am not confident in giving that man money right now, right? If you I'm just saying, right? Things Teams sort of start to gain personalities from each other, right? And if you want to be honest, the folks we gave the money to, besides Alec Burks, they haven't actually lived up to their contracts just yet, right? Julius Randle has declined since in my opinion, he's not the all-star that we gave that money to, right? To me, if you look at Nerlens Noel, he's another guy who can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He's declined in a sense. He's not. I saw there were moments where Avery Bradley was able to just throw Malik Monk was able to just throw the ball over Noel today. Back in the day, excuse me, not back in the day, it seems that long. Last season, if you can, it felt like back in the day.
For real, bro.
The We Here season feels like it was like 3 years ago. I don't know. Listen, if you came in that lane, in that paint with Nerlens Noel in their last season, your shot was gonna be Spike Lee's lap. That's just how it was gonna go. He was gonna block it. He hasn't really even got a block in maybe 4 or 5 games, right? That he's played. So I'm nervous with that personality and that kind of consistency showing up with Mitch. I'm nervous in giving that man money, and then he gets injured for another year. And I don't want to be that guy to speak out on him, right? I pray that his health holds up for us. But at the same time, that's a lot. He's going to want that kind of Robert Williams kind of deal, right? He's going to want that you see what Rashawn Holmes is probably going to get next season because this is his contract year. He's going to want some money. And ain't giving this guy money if he can't even stay on the floor consistently for 3 games in a row. I'm not giving it to him. And I think I don't want to say I'm not talking trades, but listen.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Hold tight. Let's hold tight. And let's see him string along at least 5 straight games that look like $10 million worth of a player.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I mean, maybe it works in our favor because of the injuries, and it's realized by him and his agent. I don't know if they think that they maybe can go somewhere else and get paid or something like that, but maybe that works in our favor where we get him for a discount because of all that. I mean, that might help us out, but even then, is that something that we move forward with? I don't know. Like you said, it is early to talk about that. I just saw that conversation going on in the chat as well as it's been going on Twitter because it is a real thing. Like with the games we have coming up, we're going to need that rim protection. And Nerlens Noel is out here playing hollow. It's like he's playing because he has to play because Taj is out and Mitch is out. So he out there with the whole, that old school black knee brace with the hole in the kneecap where you know what I'm talking about, like where man, I should not be wearing this on an NBA game, but this is all I got to keep my knee together.
That's all I got. He needs to put on goggles. I feel like goggles are going to go on next. He got the concussion. It's time for the Horace Grants, man.
So let's
put him in a bubble.
Right.
Put him in a bubble.
Yeah. But I think it's still soon, but I understand the worries. I hear you guys chat, but we'll see. I trust me, I hear what you're saying, Lito. All right, so we're going to the Discord right now. Like I said, I know J Rose, so we're gonna go through with you, hear what you have to say, and we will start there. But you gotta unmute yourself. J Rose, can you hear me? J Rose going once.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's having a hard time. Okay, he just unmuted. I'm gonna try one more time. J Rose. Going once. Going twice.
Oh, J Rose, you can do it.
All right, we'll throw you back in the lounge. Yeah, it seems like we're having a problem with the calls overall tonight. So we're gonna see if we can get that figured out. Speaking of calls, I think CP is actually going to call in a little bit later too. Give his final thoughts. He was at the game, so it'll be nice to hear him. If you guys watched right before we went live here, he did his little post game live reaction with the fans, and like Ulito said, in the cold, Cold weather
And like
in New York.
cold. Yo, CK, if you don't mind, I want to say to the chat, man. Listen, I'm
Of
from
course.
Brooklyn, New York. If we got any Brooklyn Knights in the building, real Brooklyn, not gentrified Brooklyn Nets, Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn in the chat. But please put your cities in the chat. I would love to see where y'all from. It's my first time co-hosting the post game with my guy CK. And I want to see where we from, man. Like I said, I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I know CK, you from a little bit of everywhere.
Right, seriously.
Where you from? I want to know if it's some Brooklyn people in
Queens.
here.
Nah,
Oh,
Queens.
I
Oh,
see
it's Queens,
Flatbush.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
And
let's get it,
yes, sir.
Queens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, yeah,
There we
then
go.
moved out here, like I was telling you, like when I was little.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, all families, everybody out in Queens. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
Shout out to Flatbush in the chat, man.
I'm about to say they're coming in now. Yes, sir.
I'm from Flatbush as well. I am from Flatbush as well. Shout out to
Okay.
Flatbush. Who you seeing in the chat?
I'm seeing. Oh, we got Queens. And look at that. Now all
And
showing
now all the
up.
Queens.
Okay, okay.
Y'all
We all
ain't from
showing up. Yes,
Queens.
sir. Yes, sir. We've got Staten Island, Joyzy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Everybody's
Boise.
hyped up. I also wanted real quick before I lose them. I saw Chuck D. Shout out to Chuck D in the chat. If you haven't already, throw that hashtag P's in the chat. He said, not part of the Randall slander. It is November. These games show it's gonna be a long 82. That's facts. About to hit that 20 mark. He said, salute CK and Julito. I was forced to watch the Lakers broadcast. Just getting through. That was tough enough. Bro, don't get me started about that, man. When did they start blacking out nationally televised games? That threw me off. I have TNT, and I'm like, you know what? I know I can't watch these Lakers games, but luckily this is nationally televised, so cool. And then it blacked out the game for me.
Hey,
So
you weren't able to watch the game on TNT?
I had to watch it. I had to go find other ways to watch it. I ain't gonna say how,
okay.
but I had to find other ways to watch it. You know, because yeah, man, Laker games. Yeah, because being out here, Laker games are blacked out for me. So luckily I have League Pass, I have everything, but unfortunately, Lakers and Clipper games are still gonna be blacked out. But TNT, nationally televised game, it was still blacked out.
I watched it on TNT regular. I didn't even know if we were on MSG tonight. I was okay with TNT tonight. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, man.
And shout out to Chuck D. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, that's worse. Yeah,
that's. The
is it though? Broadcast? Is it though? I mean, Stu Land. I don't know the other dude's name.
Reggie wasn't that bad tonight.
See, I thought the same thing. People were complaining on social media. I thought he was all right. I thought
he's been worse. He's been worse.
Facts.
He's been worse. Shout out to East Flatbush in the chat. For some reason, I just see every time I look at it, I'm seeing Flatbush Junction. Shout out if you rode the 2 train to Flatbush in your life. That was my stop. You know what I mean? Then you take the B6 down the road. Shout out to Flatbush in the chat.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, we trying to work these calls. We're trying to work them. All right, Jay Rose, we're gonna try you one more time, bro. I see you're unmuted. All right, we're gonna try one more time. See what you have to say. Jay Rose, are you
Hello?
There he is. Jay Rose, what's going on, man? You are here with me, CK, and Julito. We won. Knicks won. I know it might feel like we didn't win, but we won the game tonight. How you feeling? What's your thoughts? What's good, bro?
No, I feel good. I mean, we won. You know, I mean, I didn't get excited at all. I mean, I think I smiled maybe twice throughout the whole game because, I mean, I wasn't confident, but I was sure we were going to win, but I wasn't confident throughout the whole game. You know, I just don't get too excited. You never know. You know, for all those people that are going to say, oh, LeBron wasn't playing, you know, it doesn't matter. You still got Westbrook. You still got AD. You still got Carmelo. You have a confident team that can win any game. But we came out. We played hard. We did what we had to do. You know, for those that are going to say Tibbs, you know, kind of mismanaged a little bit. He didn't have a choice. You know, I mean, we didn't have Todd. We didn't have, you know, Rose. We didn't have, you know, Robinson. So, I mean, he did what he could have, and, you know, we got the win. So it's all good.
Yeah. So you feeling good with the win. That's what I like to hear. Okay. Was there anything else like with Evan Fournier? I don't know where you're standing with the Evan Fournier hype. I mean, he was the one that technically carried us tonight with a little help of Julius Randle. How you feeling about Evan Fournier? You believe in him? You think that this is him turning the corner? What's your thoughts?
No, I've always believed in him. I mean, he's going to have to find his way. I mean, he had more playing time. He came out hot. You know, he got going. But that's for everyone. They all still need to find their way. the same way that they're talking about the Lakers, it's early. They're going to find their way. They're a championship team. It's the same for the Knicks. Kemba still has to find his way. Kemba right now is a liability. I love him to death, but he's still a liability. But, I think he's still playing nervous at home, Garden. I'm saying so he's got to find his way. Fournier, he found his way tonight, but is he going to find his way? The next game. I'm not really sure. I'm not getting too excited. I'm excited, but I'm calm. I'm just waiting for the next game, one game at a time. That's I'm confident for the whole season, but we still got to take it one game at a time.
Definitely the right attitude. That's what we got to do. We ain't got no choice. All right, real quick. We got the Suns next. We coming out of that game with the win?
Once again, this is the same, situation. We always come out for big games, no matter what. I feel confident. I hope Robinson is gonna play. And just real quick, for anyone that's talking bad about Robinson, Mitch, and trading him, we gotta give him a pass. Anytime that he comes out the game, he comes right back. The only reason he's sitting out now is because he got knocked in the face and he went into concussion protocol. This man is playing hard. You know what I'm saying? The only reason he falls and gets hurt is because he's playing hard, not because his body is failing. It's because he's playing hard. So consistency is what this team needs. Any championship team that has been successful has been about consistency and rolling with the team that we got and not changing right away. So stay calm, stay confident. We got this. So sorry for going overboard. But
no, appreciate you. No, that was a good call. Appreciate you, Jay. Have a good one, man. Hey, he came in here. He was making sure that the energy stayed right, reminding us we got a W. We need to keep it that way. You know what I mean? Telling people to slow down with the Mitchell Robinson conversation. You and me feeling a type of way, and he, trying to calm us down a little bit. I appreciate it, Jay. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm with Jay Rose, man. I think. As Knicks fans, sometimes we either hot or we cold, man. And
right. No in between.
There's no in between. And I think that's just what makes us the best fans in the world. We are turned up or we are extremely sad. That's just how we are. At the same time, I agree with everything he said. I think I love the fact that, I might sound crazy, but I really, really love the fact that we have this tough schedule coming up, because
I'm the same way.
As we all know, the Knicks play up to the competition. We play down to the competition, or we play up to the competition.
Right.
And the fact that we got the Suns, then we got Atlanta. Come on, man, Atlanta, right? The fact that we got all of these great teams, it's going to be a chance for us to create an identity, which I don't think we've had as much as we had during our We Here season, man. I think, it's going to give us an opportunity. I really can't wait to see. I will be at the Suns game Friday. I can't wait to see how we look against a contender, like a real legit contender. And as you can see, man, the Suns are on fire.
Hot.
Fuego. They are hot. They have, I believe, won 11 in a row.
Is it 12 now? Did they get to 12 yet? Well, either way, that's a lot. For how they started, 11 or 12 games. God.
Come on, 12 games, whether it's 11 or 12, the fact that you're able to string together 10 wins in the beginning of a season says a lot. I love the fact that we will meet them when they're at their hottest, because we will be able to really see what kind of team we are. I love what we talked about it off air. I love what we did when we were against Bucks. I love what we did against the Sixers. We were able to beat them twice. They're 13 in a row, the Suns, right? So now,
it's 13? God.
13 in a row. So we get an opportunity to put our stamp in the game against them. And I think we come out with the win on Friday.
I love
Just
that.
me.
I love that attitude.
I think we come out with the win.
I love that
If
attitude.
you agree, put a W in the chat. If you agree that we coming out with the win Friday, put a W in the chat against the Suns. We are ending the 13th, man. What they ain't it the thing we don't there's no 13 floors on elevators.
So
they don't continue to go up against us, right? Ain't no 13th over here. Let's get this W against the
that.
Suns on Friday.
Yeah. Do they play another? I hope they don't. Do they play another game until they play us? Because that'd be great. Unlucky 13 for them on Friday the 13th. I mean, it's not the 13th, but you know what I mean. We're gonna wrap that 13 win streak up. That'd be great. That'd be great.
They actually play the Cavs, so we will be seeing them after. Hopefully, the Cavs get that W.
So
if the Cavs don't get that W, you get to see them with going into 14 wins in a row.
Okay. See, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm a big fan, especially with this team. And unfortunately, we, like you said, we play down to our competition, but we also play up to our competition. And I feel it's like that's what happened tonight. Like we went out there and we we were at a race and we were at the line. And then they shot the gun off and said, go. And then we started running. We realized, oh, the Lakers are not that late. Those Lakers anymore. All right, let's slow down so we can catch up, so they can catch up to us, so we can be at the same level. Because that's just how the Knicks are. So to that same example, yeah, I think we against that Suns team, we're going to live to the occasion. I think we're going to battle with them in the Garden. Which way we go, I'm definitely going to lean towards us hopefully winning that game. But I still got so many questions after seeing how we handled this damn game tonight. I can't lie to y'all. I'm a little worried. But I love that competition, and I love that challenge for us to play a very hot Phoenix Suns team. And then also Atlanta Hawks team next week that's trying to get back on track. Like, those are the kind of games that I want to see us go up against. I'm looking forward to that.
I was just going to say I love the fact that we were able to win tonight after losing that 20-point lead, that 25-point lead, actually.
25.
I love the fact that we were able to pull it out. This shows that we got that toughness, we got heart. So let's take that over to the Phoenix on Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, next up we got, man, everybody knows this guy. It's my dude. We got Papa Left, and I loved you on Twitter tonight, Papa Left. You were on form. You could see the frustration. Like, you were the Knicks tonight. You were on a high, feeling good when we saw the young guys come in. And then when we saw the reasons behind why our lead was just dwindling away, Papa Left was just on point with every single reason why it was going in the opposite direction. How you feeling after that dramatic and emotional win? I almost said loss. Win against the Los Angeles Lakers in the Garden, Papa Left. Oh, I just gave you that whole intro.
I was about to say, that was such a good intro.
Come on, man.
Don't let us down, Papa Left.
Did we fall asleep at the wheel again? Papa Left, no, I need you, bro.
That was such an amazing intro. Where are you, Papa?
All right, we're going to put you.
It has to be the Discord, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we having some problems with Discord. I'm going to put him back in the lounge, and we'll try again later. We got to get Papa Left back in there. Yeah, so we'll try him again later. I saw CP was in the chat, but I don't think he called in here. But CP, welcome back. Hope you are in a warmer situation than what you was dealing with. I think I had, let me double check. I think I had another super chat. No, I already read that one.
I know Chuck D sent another one as well.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I got it. Chuck D. Yeah, $5. Shout out to Chuck D. PE's in the chat. He said, CK and Julito locking it down. Salutes. Yeah, blacked out was whack westward. Okay, so it wasn't just me. And it's a nationally televised game anyways. He said CP had prime time national exposure behind the Lakers bench. In my opinion, losing would have hurt. No, for sure. For sure. That would, especially 100%. If we lost that 25-point lead and then proceeded to lose this game. Can you imagine what Knicks fans would be saying right now? Where Knicks fans, like where their heads would be at? Who's getting traded? Who needs to move? The boos. RJ Barrett this. Julius Randle that. Emmanuel Quickly is not it. Like all the takes are going to be said if we had lost this game, especially having that kind of lead. Can you imagine? Thank God that didn't happen.
But yeah. This would have been a demoralizing loss, especially losing the lead, as you just said. CK, I think we need to figure out how to finish games.
Man, huge.
I mean, we need to figure out how to finish games, how to finish halves. We have to figure out. I think there has to be, if we're noticing this as just viewers of the game, right? Viewers of the sport, I can only imagine what Tom is seeing, right? What this coaching staff is seeing. So there needs to be some type of accountability, right? I think that's our issue with this team, to be honest, when it comes to Tibbs. It doesn't seem like he's really holding guys to being accountable, right? I would love for us to figure it out for the third quarter. The first half, to watch Malik Monk, like I said earlier, it was score 5 points in a matter of 20 seconds to end the first half. I just knew that lead was going to shake, man. I knew that lead wouldn't hold up. We have to figure it out. And I think Tom just needs to really start talking to these vets just the same way he would talk to, maybe not the rookie, of course not the rookie.
Yeah, for sure. I get what you mean, though.
But come on, let's hold him accountable, man. You know, I know he falls in love with our vets, and our vets do well for us. It's time to start, pointing fingers.
You gotta hold him accountable, right? We heard the clip. We heard the clip of him yelling at RJ Barrett, and I'm not mad at that. Like, RJ Barrett, he needed to wake up in that moment. I love that. I just want to see that across the board. I completely agree with you on that, and it's just for all of the guys. You know, I get it. You know, we don't go full rookie on them and berate them, but at the same time, if these guys are slumping and they're especially on the defensive end, which is your calling card, Tibbs, yeah, man, hold those guys accountable. I completely agree with you on that. All right, so we have Papa Left ready to go. He said in the chat, he says, I'm here, I'm ready to go. So
okay.
I ain't gonna give you that intro again though, Papa Left. I'm just saying I want to hear your feelings of the game. I just gave you a great intro, but I'm still very curious to hear what you got to say.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro. We hear you.
Yeah.
All right. I was saying, man, I answered your intro. It was beautiful. I said I'm at the wheel having Subway cookies after an incredible victory over the Lakers.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a great time over here. I'm gonna keep my call short. Never again do we have a game where Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley play less than 25 minutes.
Preach.
That is law. You play them blind 25 minutes. Obi is questionable with a fractured toenail. He plays. IQ has flu-like symptoms. He plays 25 minutes. Derrick Rose is hot. Evan Fournier is hot. Kemba's hot. I don't care. They play 25 minutes. The energy with those two guys is irreplaceable. I don't care about rim protection. Protect D's. 25 minutes minimum. IQ and Obi. And to think that there were absolute imbeciles who thought to vehemently disrespect Emmanuel Quickley at the beginning of this year, my God, bless your heart. Because that guy at 83-81, him and Obi took us home. Versus the Lakers at home. We weren't playing the Lakers tonight, by the way. We were playing the Lakers and Reggie Miller, see me at my funeral, Knicks fans juju. He was killing me all night, down 22. If the Lakers can just get, right. I was born on get the lead to 12 points. Why are you doing this? He willed that game, juju, back to a tie game, and the Knicks were playing against their own anxiety, a Lakers team that activated out of their electrolytes, getting drunk as all hell with Dave Chappelle last night, and they activated their electrolytes in the second half. Burks couldn't guard Westbrook, and Emmanuel Quickley and Obi Toppin need to play 25 minutes minimum. Toenails, concussions, I don't care what the scenario is, they play. Have a good night, fellas.
Papa Left. As always.
015 in the chat for drunk Papa Left. We love drunk Papa Left. He said it. He doesn't care if IQ gets a torn ACL. He plays 5 minutes at least. Torn ACL, he plays 5 minutes. Five's in the chat for drunk Papa Left.
But that is what I'm saying. That in my intro for him, that's what I was saying. Like everything he was preaching, that I completely agree. Like at what point do we understand? Like, I mean, we know it. You know, Lito. I know it. The chat knows it. These two need to be a permanent fixture for more time in each game. Like he said, blindly playing at the minimum 22 minutes. Obi Toppin's still struggling to get over 18 minutes. I don't think we've seen. I mean, did he even play 20 plus minutes tonight? I don't think so. Let me double check right now. Hold on.
It was.
He played 22 minutes. Okay, excuse me. All right, God bless him. All right, he played 22 minutes.
uncalled for, and actually it was sinister that man played 12 minutes in the last 3 games.
Right.
How do you play that man 12 minutes? He's the only person on our team who's cutting to the basket. If you playing defense, cutting, he's getting a block, he's getting all of the big time rebounds. He's doing what needs to be done for this team. The only thing I would say, he's not hitting that open 3-point shot, but that's not his calling card.
Yeah.
That man's calling card is his athleticism. Hey, Obi, you see I tweeted it earlier. Upper left, I am in agreement with you. Never take Obi Toppin off the court.
But Papa left. You know, I'm not gonna let it slide. The little shade that you threw, though. I love the call, great call. But especially after the J Rose call we just had, I'm not gonna let it slide. Did you notice the injuries he chose when he was talking about it? He was talking about the toenail. He was talking about the concussion. He's talking about injuries that we saw a certain one of our players have to miss some time for. And I don't know if that was on purpose or on accident that you kind of, bringing those together with Sir Mitchell Robinson or not. But I see what you was doing there. I was going to let it slide. I think that's why I see Ari in the chat having a good time with that. But yeah, nonetheless, I completely agree. It's time. I want more Grimes. I know you didn't get that part out, but I knew you're thinking the same thing. I want more Grimes. I just feel like he needs to be in the mix somewhere for sure. I want it. I want more Grimes. But yeah, great call, Papa Lift, as always. We do have another caller actually for us. If he is hopefully still there. Let me move him over. Michael, I realized you were muted for a bit. I don't know if you can hear us, but you gotta unmute yourself. And Michael, you are on with us. I'm sorry for the wait, bro. I did not see your name waiting.
I thought you didn't see me because when I was on the lounge, you said it was no one in.
Yeah, I didn't see it until the end, and then we had to double check. But Michael, this first of all, Michael, no, you deserve. I gotta give you a proper intro. I'm about to say this isn't just any. Or I know you hear the voice you're like, oh no, kid, no, this dude right here coming fresh off of your 14th birthday, right, Michael? It's 14.
Yeah, it was when we played the Magic.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, man, this kid right here, young legend.
PK, you don't have to introduce Michael to me. I watched the show. Michael.
Yeah. Oh, you saw Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Michael?
How you feeling, bro?
Evan Fournier, let's go.
Yes.
Finally, but I think it's after I said that Tim Hardaway joke. He probably heard that. I know what I'm gonna keep saying it, but I mean, I really like Randall in the first half. Third quarter, I mean, like, we just don't have a rhythm. I'm surprised we had a rhythm in the first quarter. I was like, how are we having a rhythm in the second half? But we got to fix that. I feel like we got to run, like, more plays in the beginning of quarters so that if we score a point or two, like, this team is like, you score a 3 and, like, a 2, they get in a rhythm. But if you don't score, if you miss open shot and you let someone else score, it's just, like, it's not good. And we have to fix that. And it's, like, so inconsistent. And I don't know why, but, like, the first 5 games, I think it was consistent. Like, I think we were smoother, and I think that was because Evan wasn't, like, just shooting 0 for 5. Like, he hit 2, 3 threes. And if he at least hits 2 or 3 threes, we win the game most of the time. RJ had an okay game, but, like, I think the key is Evan. If he hits a couple of threes, RJ and one goes to the free throw line, I think that's all we need, and I think we should have 14 wins. I don't know how we lost to the Magic twice in a row, like twice at home.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's it's what it is. We gotta move on. I've been seeing trade mix for Miles Turner. I mean, I don't think the Pacers are gonna trade Miles Turner, but I don't think that's a bad trade because it opens up the spot. Like Randall could post up and pass out.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to happen because if the Pacers want an injury-prone guy, then, I mean, whatever.
Dang. So you throwing some shit at Mitchell Robinson as well.
Randall, wait. People saying trade Randall. Like, I don't disagree on trading Randall, but you're saying trade Randall for Ben Simmons, Damian Lillard. Who's the backup power forward? Also, why would we need another guard or Ben Simmons? That's just going to make the problem worse. It's going to be like Randall over again with Ben Simmons, buddy.
Okay, so you're pro trade Mitchell Robinson for Miles Turner, and you're okay with moving Randall, but just for the right move.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. But here's my last question for you before I let you go. So I know you were really hyped up about Evan Fournier. Are you changing anything about this starting 5, or you think that we should keep running the starting 5 the way that it is?
I mean, I feel like Obi doesn't work with the starting five because there's no energy other than Obi and Quickly on the bench. Like,
Preach.
the bench just has its own energy. And speaking about energy, man, like, why did we not sign Theo, man? Like, Theo was
Don't
the
say
reason
that.
why.
Oh, Theo. Yeah.
Nah, man. Theo, like,
Yo, the GOAT.
you have to look at it. Like, he was the reason why Randall wasn't grumpy last year, bro. Randall's like an 85-year-old grandpa if he misses a shot. It's crazy. Like, I feel like Theo was the only person to, like, hype him up, and like Randall's not all grumpy and doing that face like, huh? Like, it's annoying to see that every single time.
Man, hey,
But
look.
I feel like IQ and Obi already have hype, so if Obi goes in the starting lineup, like, with the way they're gonna play, I don't think it's gonna work as good as him in the bench. But I feel like he should play more minutes, like a little bit more minutes.
Agreed.
I don't think he should start.
Right. All right.
He
Look,
play
Mike,
Obi,
once again.
maybe start quickly and then play Randall Obi center for one starting game or third quarter. Things like that. But I think starting Obi with Kemba and Fournier with all that just blank energy is not good.
Mike, once again, bro, 2 for 2 in my eyes. I love your calls, man. Appreciate y'all. Again, I'm sorry I missed you, bro. But happy belated once again. Calling again, bro.
Mike, what time do you go to sleep, my dude? Do you got school in the morning? What's the situation?
Just basically after I stay up for a little bit. I took a nap, like a 2-hour nap, and then like I stay up for a little bit more and I go to sleep. It's weird.
You the GOAT, bro. You the GOAT.
I know. I'm going.
Get your rest.
Mike, everybody.
Young Mike. Put some
man.
vibes in the chats for Young Mike. Listen, we're not talking about the Jackson 5 Mike. We talk about the young OG Mike. Yo, Mike's takes are spot on.
Yeah, Mike be on, man. And the thing, he's no fear. Like he's the IQ of the callers, man. No fear. He talk about trades. He don't care if you know how you feel about Mitch or Julius. He will talk about trades, but then also spit a whole sermon about our starting five and how our rotation should be and be spot on. So look, Mike is I'm telling you, this man is a legend in the making.
The chat is going crazy for young Mike. Young Mike, listen, he's a Theo Hive.
Yes.
I love that. I am a firm believer that I think Theo Pinson needs to be on this team. We don't need Wayne Selden. Wayne Selden, listen, I've been to a lot of games. Last game I went to, I sat right behind the bench. Wayne Selden does nothing on that bench.
He's just there,
He has no facial expressions. Yeah. He doesn't clap. He just don't do anything on the bench. Let's give his spot to Theo Pinson, who averaged for us at least 45 claps a game. He was the dancing bear. He was almost coaching. He was like our assistant coach / hype man / water boy.
Right.
Get Theo back. I appreciate that, Mike. You're the GOAT for saying that.
Yeah, man. And at the very least, we could have thrown another two-way at him because I know people are saying, well, Theo's trying to, get some playing time, try to further his career, and I get that.
I don't think Theo could get another two-way. I think after his third
year, that's right. You know what? You're right.
You're not eligible.
You're right. You're right because he's already fifth year. Okay, never mind. Take it back. Oh. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. It would have been great after. Trust me, I'm on the Theo Hive as well. I do miss his, especially this year with the hype being what it is. We want to bring back the energy of last year. Theo Pinson is just that last little piece that's missing.
Guy. He's the guy. We just need just the last piece. He's the last ring to
the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
Gauntlet. I think I really like, even though he may have been slightly joking, I really like what he said about Theo keeping Julius's energy up. I'm a firm believer. Y'all probably tired of me talking about it, but listen, Julius Randle's personality makes or break this team. When Julius Randle is when he's sighing, when he's sulking on that bench, CK, energy is contagious, especially from your lead player, your star player. I think Theo was the guy to keep Julius's energy up, keep him chipper. You ever been around that guy, CK? And even if you have a bad day, maybe you got a friend, maybe a family member like that, maybe a kid that you used to go to school with, just anytime you're around him, and your energy down. He gives you
He's the one.
a whether it's a smirk, a joke, a high five, something. He
Yeah.
kept that energy going, man. That's Theo for us. Let's get Selden. Literally, he was just staring at the crowd. The last game I went to, I was like, "What are you? Are you looking for your girl, my boy? Like, what you?" Listen, just stay connected to the bench, bro. Like,
yeah, I still don't understand the Selden signing, and there's no disrespect to Wayne Selden. I mean, it was nice to have the vet for us with the summer league team, but well, I don't understand it. I don't understand what it was. Just to say we have another veteran guy on the team, and I don't know that. Someone's gonna have to explain that one to me.
yeah.
But yeah, the Theo, I love that Theo Pinson made it on a post-game show after a Knicks win against the Los Angeles Lakers. Theo, that's why you know he's a legend. Speaking of legends, shout out to Mike. Mike, for sure, is a legend. If you guys want to call in, you know, like we were talking about, everything's going to be through Discord tonight. We would like to take a few more calls before we wrap up the show, so come through the Discord, join the lounge, and we will see if we can get you on before the show wraps up tonight. Still keeping my eye out to see if Jay Boog gonna make it on. I'm not sure where the Lakers game lands on the spectrum.
This can't be a bum game.
Right?
This can't be a bum game.
I don't know. Is it a bum game?
This can't be a bum game. We played the Lakers and caught a body. Streets needed a body. We caught one with the Lakers.
Yeah.
I would personally like to hear Jay Boogie on the show. If you're in the streets, Jay Boogie, pull up.
All right, so you know what it is. Put out the Jay Boogie signal in Gotham and make sure Jay Boog makes his way down here so he can close out the show. But I'll keep my eye out to see if Jay Boogie makes it on the Discord for sure. We do have another one. We know words. We have another caller, Sam. Let me get you. Let me move you over. Sam, if you can hear me, you gotta unmute yourself, bro. But Sam, Knicks win against the Los Angeles Lakers. How are you feeling?
You know, let's be honest. That was a tough and ugly win.
Whoa, pause. Sam, I love your voice, man. I don't mean to go Ashley on you right now, but you have like this Discord volume right now. This is how it's supposed to be. Like, you ain't too loud. You're in the right, like that right register. I just had to give you some props, man. So go ahead, continue your take. Bro. Go ahead, continue.
Word, I thought my mic was messed up.
Well, there you go. See, helped you out. Don't waste money on another mic. You'll be all right.
Okay. Yeah. But yes, I love the win. That was. You know, it was an ugly win, but, you know, we did it. I'm happy about that. I just want to answer what you asked the question at the beginning of the stream. You said about RJ and the bench. I do want to say I love the idea of that. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see it this year. You know, that plan right there, that's definitely a future plan, especially like after those 2-year contracts up with Kemba and Rose. I definitely feel like we could see that because, you know, Tibbs is really mechanical with his rotation. He's very set on who he wants
robotic.
He wants there. Yeah,
that's
robotic.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to, like, IQ and RJ, I feel like that would be fire. I feel like that would be amazing. You know, with IQ's, like, people question IQ's ability at the point guard. They didn't watch Summer League. I'll tell you that. And people are asking, like, is he going to be consistent in the point guard position? Look, the stat sheet may not show it, but he's fighting against Burks, Rhodes, and Tibbs leash. You expect him to put a point guard minutes against that? You know Tibbs is leaning on his vets, but you know he could do it. So in the summer league, and we could definitely see it in this league too.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm glad that you co-sign it. And you're probably right. Might not happen, especially this year. It just feel like because it was something that he introduced that I'd never thought of before last year when we saw him play with that second unit. We saw him play great with the second unit. I know this year might be a little bit different, but I just feel like it would just make so much sense. I'm with you. Playing with IQ would be great. Playing him out there with Obi Toppin with the high energy. We get to see him in the break because I feel like RJ Barrett, one of the things that we don't really get to see him do too often is play in the break, and I think he's really good in the fast break. So I don't know, but you're probably right. We might not see it because, like you said, Tibbs is very robotic with his rotations.
Right. You know, as much as I love talking positives, there is something that I do want to mention.
Let's have it, Sam.
Yeah, okay. So it's already something that we've been talking about this entire season. It's that offensive inconsistency. Look, when there is a play, beginning of the fourth, I actually have it. At 10:41, if anyone wants to pull up the game, 10:41 in the fourth quarter, IQ did a pick and roll with Julius Randle. Evan Fournier and Julius Randle were not set, and it forced IQ into a turnover. He kind of threw it out of bounds. That play is common with Popovich. You know, So
10:41 in the
Fournier,
fourth.
yeah. So Evan
I can
Fournier
find
is
that.
supposed to slot down into the corner, and Julius Randle is supposed to slot into the wing. They were both lazy. Julius Randle did not move, and Evan Fournier raised up too early, and it caused IQ to throw a pass in that wing position where Julius Randle would have been set, and it messed him up right there. They just need to get set. They're not getting consistent with their offense in that set like that. Also, Tibbs, for some reason, believes that after you get a lead, go into ISO game to slow down the game. It's not working. It's just leading to turnovers over and over again. That ISO ideology isn't working at all.
Adam, if I could just say real quick,
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I don't think that's Tibbs, to be honest, man. I think that's Julius. I think that's those vets that tend to go into that ISO all movement because they know they're not going to be held accountable. So Julius says, "Okay, I'm up 20. Let me start working on some of my game."
Right.
Then here we are, right? So I don't even think that's Tibbs. I just think that's
kind of is, because you just said he's not being held accountable.
Well,
okay.
yeah.
So it's Tibbs not holding them accountable, but I think Julius just goes rogue. I just think he goes rogue. So I agree with you, Adam. It doesn't work, regardless of who fault it is. It doesn't work.
I will say, along like the reason why he's able to do that is because Tibbs not holding him accountable. I also feel like Tibbs just got really comfortable with the Kemba and Fournier acquisition. He's just, the idea of it was to relieve pressure off Randle, not completely remove him from that playmaking ability. Again, Julius Randle's most lethal play is through his playmaking, and because we got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, they're like, okay, you don't need to pass no more. Just focus on scoring. You're not seeing him look around looking for those easy passes.
Yeah, he's not doing it until he has, like, I feel like once we saw it in that first quarter, it felt like once he started getting himself going and his game was on, that's when Julius Randle in that first quarter started to facilitate a little bit more. And then we saw that slowly go away as the game went on because, to Julito's point, he started feeling himself. He's like, all right, I'm able to do whatever the hell I want right now. Lakers ain't doing nothing. So now he's trying to shoot these fadeaways, trying to shoot those jumpers. So to your point, I do agree. I'm not completely on the point Randle bandwagon, but I do agree that he is good at creating shots for others, especially when you see him get the ball in the post or you see him get the ball, near the elbow, and be able to find a open shooter when he wants to get the open shooter a ball. So I think you have a good point with that, but we have to see it more frequently.
Nah, yeah. So I think I just covered everything. I have everything
written
down
Sam.
right here on the little notebook. But
Okay,
shout out to you
Sam,
guys.
we got it written down. I see you
killed the thing,
in the analytics.
That's what that's what I kind of want to do right now. I'm applying to an internship at MSG, trying to get into data analytics. Hopefully, I can be there one day. But
there you go. Good
shout
luck
out
with
to
that.
you guys.
You the man, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. Great insight. Appreciate you, Sam. Have a good night. Hey, okay. Good points. He brought up the time code. He brought up the play. He brought up the suspects, and he everything. I love it.
He was on point tonight. I will say that.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to say something about, what I really liked about Julius tonight was that he was not holding the ball until the very end of the shot clock. I think for the last few games, especially the Rockets game I went to, he did that so much. It can really suck the energy out of, your teammates, out of the building, out of, the refs are now noticing the defensive 3 seconds. Offensive 3 seconds. Everyone is able to notice things when you're holding the ball for too long. Even though
make it easier,
he had Malik Monk, in the post, and he gave him them 4 head fakes. I thought his controller glitched for a minute. I was a little annoyed about that, but I really like that Julius was moving the ball today.
Yes.
As you can see, he had about 7 assists, I believe.
Julius Randle had 5 assists.
5 assists, excuse me. Yeah, 5 assists tonight. Anytime, I'm a firm believer that anytime Julius Randle gets at least 4 assists, we can possibly win the game.
Right.
Time.
Yeah, to Sam's point, I agree with that. I think it's just how he gets the assists. You know what I mean? I'm not crazy about the, give the ball to Julius at the top and let him dribble down and dictate the offense, because I think that's when he gets into the points where, like you mentioned, dribbles the hell out of the ball and we lose some shot clock and we get a stupid shot up. But when it's within the offense and then it gets to him at the post or on the elbow, that's when I think he typically gets a great shot open, because that's just what happens when you're at that level, especially being most improved and now being an all-star type player. You're going to get some more attention, so that helps you get, the Fournier's open, the RJ Barrett's open, Kemba's open. So, yeah, I agree with both of you guys on that point. But, yeah, I just want him to be consistent with it. That's just my thing. Just be consistent with it. That's it.
Listen, I saw someone in the chat say he played bad. He still held the ball. He's our star player. Julius Randle is going to hold the ball. It all just depends on how and when he chooses to hold the ball. Every star player on every team holds the ball. That's just the name of the game. When you have a star, especially, we are not like most teams who have maybe even 2 stars. We got one guy that's our all-star. He's going to hold the ball, but I just want him to not hold it until the very end of the shot clock. He can hold it for most of the seconds, but don't pass it to the guy when it's 1 second left and have him get a airballed 3-pointer because you chose to be stingy. Don't be stingy, be aggressive. If he's being aggressive while he's holding the ball, I'll take that. But just don't dribble at the top of the key and then throw it to IQ and then he misses the open 3-pointer because he just had to throw it up. Come on, man. Give us an opportunity to really to make a good play when you're holding the ball.
Yep, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. All right, so we are gonna wrap up here in a little bit with give me a few more calls. I got Shaggy that I'm about to drag over and hear what he has to say. J Boog, the sign is out. If you can't make me understand, we'll hopefully hear from you after our hopeful win against the Suns on Friday. But let's see what my man Shaggy has to say. He got I just want to say I love the name Shaggy. What's good, bro? We got a dub tonight. How you feeling? We had some great calls tonight. What's the vibe? How you feeling about this win tonight in the Garden? 10-8. What's good?
Man, it's I gotta stop watching the Knicks, man. They sending my blood pressure so damn high. Like I feel like I'm gonna go to the doctor and the doctor be like, "Damn, you've been watching the Knicks games again, haven't you?" I'm like, "Yes, doc. I'm sorry. I just it's all bad." But anyway,
Knicks, man,
yeah, I know. I get it. It's funny. It's like you get a win, but it's not the win you want. You know what I mean? It didn't happen the way you want it to happen. Like you're up 26 at some point, and then I even chose not to watch the beginning of the game because I was like, I don't want another heartbreak. You know what I mean? And then I checked the score because I heard my neighbor screaming, Julius Randle. So I'm like, okay, maybe something good is happening. And then I checked the score and they're up by 26. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll start watching. And then like clockwork, it just freaking all goes downhill. And, giving up these big leads has been a thing that the Knicks have done quite frequently this season. And I don't know what it is. It seems like, eventually, of course, we're all talking about giving the team time and letting them find their groove offensively, especially with the starting 5 struggling as they have been. But, at some point, and I hate to say this, I love Tibbs, I love his coaching style, but, I feel that once you keep giving up these giant leads, something about what you're doing offensively has to change, and especially defensively, because the only reason we're giving up these leads is because teams decide to, start running at us full court on the fast break, right, and then start playing zone, and it's like we forget how to shoot. You know what I mean? So I feel like once Tibbs, has it comfortably or finds something that works, I feel like once you begin to feel the rain slip again, he's got to put in that, that second unit or something to spark the energy, at least to stop the bleeding again. You know what I mean? Just to regroup and recollect and have the starting 5 find themselves again before you put back in. You know what I mean? Because I can tell you, everybody who watches these games can almost know when it's about to go bad. Like the either the starters don't have it for the entire game, or they have it for a large portion of the game like they did tonight, and then something happens when they lose the momentum. Tibbs subs out the starters and brings in the bench. The bench gets us back into the game, and then near the end of the game, Tibbs goes back to starters, and it all falls apart again. So I feel like, we're kind of still in this
limbo.
Yeah, we're kind of still in this gray area where we're trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
And I think some of the things that happened in the Chicago game the other night, especially in the third quarter, might inform us of how to really play with the starting five now. Even though we lost that game, I think there was good takeaways away from it. But I feel that I know we're in this like gray area in limbo, but at some point, I feel like we have to start holding maybe the coaching accountable just a little bit. You know what I mean? In terms of Tibbs, like I said before, I love Tibbs, but I feel like he has a tendency of being hard-headed when it comes to going back to something that's not necessarily working in a game right now.
Yeah, no.
So I love,
and that goes to the robotic rotations like we're talking about. I think we hear you on that. And we agree with that. Like, just it's a matter of being able to go piece by piece, like instead of doing the whole platoon changes. And I feel like we're seeing that. Seeing him adapt to that here, like you mentioned in a little bit in that Bulls game. Definitely tonight we see him adapting with that. So I hear what you're saying. I agree with you. That's been one of my big pet peeves. So yeah, I feel you on that, Shaggy. I got you.
But a win's a win. Thank you for
we got a dub,
call, guys.
That's right. At the end of the day, we got the dub. Good call. Appreciate you, Shaggy. Appreciate you.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Oh, CK, if you don't mind, real quick, I just want to speak to something that happened that was said in the chat. Listen, y'all, I am not in agreement that Julius Randle should be our star, right? So I think sometimes with us as Knicks fans, we want our opinions of the team to be the fact, and it's not, right? Listen, I don't want Julius Randle to be a star just as much as I'm pretty sure every single person in here don't want us to be a star. But Tom Thibodeau knows that he's our star. Let's not forget just a season and a half ago, we were the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league, and we had one of the worst coaches in the league. And right, like Julius Randle did enough last season to become the star of this team, especially in the eyes of Tom Thibodeau, who gives him the ultimate green light. It's not me saying it. Y'all fighting me. Like I said, Tom Thibodeau believes Julius Randle is our star, CK. Yeah. That is why he has the green light. That is why, if y'all notice, there was a moment today, CK, there was a moment today when Julius got, it was either the tech or right before he got the tech when he sat down, he got that last foul, that fifth foul, and Tom Thibodeau looked like he just wanted to see. He literally
yes.
Yeah, I know. Like,
and the camera went, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Listen, but that's because he does not want to curse out and call out the star of his team. Julius Randle is the star of this team. He's the same guy Fat Joe was calling the King of New York last season. He's the same guy that up until the playoffs literally was playing out of his mind, who was on the all-star team.
All-star team, yeah.
Right? So it's not me. It is the team. I'm just saying he may not be a star player or he may not be a star on anyone else's team, but he's a star on the Knicks, and we have to just be honest with ourselves. Is he a number one option? Probably not. But I just don't think that we have any other person that Tom Thibodeau trusts to be the guy. And that's why we got him.
Yep, that's facts. And especially in the night where we don't have Derrick Rose, like who in my mind is the one that I'm looking as the closer, and a lot of the times he's the one that saved us in a lot of instances. He's not there, then Julius Randle's going to be the one that's going to get the brunt of that. So I get what you're saying. And like you said, he did get voted to be an all-star. So
he's an all-star until he's not an all-star.
Technically, so yeah.
Okay, he is an all-star until he is not an all-star.
Until he is not any longer. That's facts. All right, I think that's the show, bro. I had a lot of fun with that one tonight, man. I really hope we can get you on again for future shows.
Hey, man, I know. Listen, I know I'm a guest to the show, and I know. Shout out to JD with his burgers. I hope he got something on the grill. I told him,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Put some turkey bacon on my burger tonight. This W we got from the L's, which is the Lakers. You know what I mean? Shout out Ashley Moss. She's always doing amazing things. And shout out to, the God CP, man. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for having me fill in. And of course, CK, anytime, like I said, we get on the screen together, we do magic, man. So I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
And I can't wait to do this again with you, man.
Yeah, man. When I found out it was you and me on tonight, I was really looking forward to it, and this was a lot of fun. Really glad that I was able to rock this show with you, and glad that you were able to fill in for us. But yeah, you know the vibes. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Do not forget to run up those likes if you haven't already. We are back on Friday after our Phoenix Suns showdown. You heard Julito, he's on board. He's saying that we're coming out of that game with the dub. We saw a lot of guys with the dub.
CK, I don't mean to cut you off. I do want to say this. I just realized that, our next time we'll be able to see everyone is after Thanksgiving. I want to say a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm also aware that a lot of folks don't have families and people to go home to or go spend time with during these holidays. If you don't, my prayers are with you. I hope everybody, even if you just hang out with a friend, man, go be around people, man. I know that we still in quarantine and things are still a little tough out there, but sometimes people look at the Knicks community as their family and they enjoy watching you guys every night. You know what I mean? So if you're alone during the holidays, man, my prayers are with you. But have a happy Thanksgiving and stay safe, for real.
Amen. Can't really top that. Besides, just want to also show some love to our mods. You guys held it down tonight. Like we said, we're holding it down for our man CP, who was in the action, but he'll be back on Friday. Everything like my man Julito said, on the other side, like my man Julito said, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. See you guys on Friday. We're out of here.